great song for practicing arpeggios on guitar. And yeah, sometimes it's better to choose a song rather than just giving an exercise. So, all right, so on YouTube, what I have showing are tabs. You can see the tabs very clearly while I'm actually talking about it. Okay, so there's that. And yeah, so anyhow, chords, well, let's start with scales. Scales sounds like this. And the song is in what, E minor? So the song is in E minor and the scale sounds like this. I'll just stop there. Okay, if I were to play it from another place. So that's like the low E, all right? Here are the chords. Oh. Here's up high. So that was like two different ways to play the chord progression. But the cool thing about this is that like there's some easy access notes that I'll show you in a minute. So chords are notes that you play all at once. So that's a chord. That's a chord. All of these are chords. So these are notes that you play at the same time. Okay, so you pretty much can think harmony is synonymous to chords. Okay, so that's pretty much the way that you can think about it. Harmony, harmonizing. That's how you have chords. Like background singers, they're singing chords. All right, melody is like the lead singer. Okay, this part, playing one note at a time, like notes in a sequence. Those are scales. That is synonymous with like melody. So anytime you think the word melody, you think scales, you think notes being sang or played in a sequence. And you only hear one note at a time, like. Okay, so that's melody. That's notes being played one at a time. Well, arpeggios and chords are kind of, arpeggios are almost like chords and melodies put together in a way, because you can play the chord like this. So this is the chord being strummed all at once. And this is sort of like a sequence. It's not exactly a scale, but it's a chord being played with the notes ringing out like one at a time, basically. Okay, so that's sort of the difference between a scale, a chord, and an arpeggio. Okay, so there you can basically make any arpeggio that is basically the shape of a chord, but you can play it in a sequence that is like one note at a time. So it's not this, it's more like. That's an arpeggio. So the song Fallin by Alicia Keys is just arpeggios all throughout the song. It's the same, pretty much the same arpeggio. There's one part that actually, it changes a little bit, but so anyway, I'm going to begin to show it. What I have on the charts on YouTube, I have, you can see the tabs now. Let me make it bigger. Let me make that bigger so y'all can see it a little bit better. Make it bigger, make it bigger. Okay. Move this out of the way. Okay. All right, yeah, so these are the charts, and hopefully that's pretty self-explanatory. I did a tutorial to show how you actually read tabs, okay? So pretty much you have the strings right here. You have 6 strings, and you have the numbers on the strings are pretty much the fret numbers that you utilize in order to play those notes. So the very first, let me go here. I'm going to circle it. The very first 2 bars of the chords are pretty much, let me go here and I'm going to play it. Okay, so what you have is, let me see. Yeah. I have 2 ways that you can actually play the chords. The initial way is playing it from the 7th fret. Okay, and those are both minor 7th chords. And the way that looks is pretty much on the fretboard there, right below the charts. So you can pretty much see that. Okay, and I will, in very like shortly, I'll actually show you how it looks on the camera. Okay, I mean, pretty much you can look at it right here. Well, actually, you know what? People on YouTube can't see it. So let's go right here. All right, so for people on YouTube, the way that it looks is like this. Okay, so the first chord is then. Okay, for those of you who are on TikTok, it's right there. But if you want to really see the charts, you gotta go on YouTube to really see it, because I pretty much have them up. Okay, so that's pretty much how you do that. Now the next one looks a little different. It's sort of in like the open position. All right, let's run that one more time. All right, and the way that looks is, you know, just so that you can see it on here. The way that looks is just right here on the open position, in the open position. So that chart is actually, a lot of notes are being played on that nut. So you're not even playing those notes. So you're literally like playing, I literally just have, you know, a finger fretting on the A string on the 2nd fret. Right there. And you could, that's a minor 7. This is a minor, a straight minor chord. You know, either may work. So, and then you go to the 2nd fret and you're going to bar that minor 7th chord, which is a B minor 7. And that is those are like the charted chords that you see me pull up. Okay, so now that I've shown you that part, this next part is pretty much going to be how the song was sort of written, and that's down here where the arpeggios are, and that sounds like this. All right, so these arpeggios, to be honest with you, are the same. It's inside of the chords. So think. One more time. Yeah, so this arpeggio is great for like just exercise, okay? This may not be everybody's favorite song. Then again, you know, it may be something that y'all rock with. So here's how you play the arpeggio. What I want y'all to do is keep in mind that you're playing these chords, the chords on the open end of the neck. All right, so that is this chord, that is, you could pretty much see it charted on the neck below the actual staff. And here's the other chord. So these are the shapes that you're going to be playing in order to play the actual arpeggio. So these chords are really the same as the notes below, except they're being played in a sequence down below. Up here, they're played all at once. Okay, that's pretty much what it is. But it's actually simplified in the arpeggio because you're only playing like 3 notes at a time as opposed to like 6 or 5. All right, so I'm gonna go here. Now, right now you can see the G on the fretboard. You can see that light up right here. Right here, you see it light up. And that's what I have highlighted right here. So it's pretty much an open G because you can see that it's a 0. And all of these are zeros, which means it's in the open position. And you're only playing the G, the B, the E again, B, G. And you're playing all of that in the open position. All right. So let me show you how this looks. I'm going to show you how this looks real quick. Let me see if I got your money. All right, so for my people on YouTube, here's how this looks. You don't even have to fret anything. It's literally here's how it looks right here. That's literally it. I'm just playing it down this way. Now the whole progression is. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it goes. So let's go to the next part. So now we're gonna go to this this next part. So we really, the first bar and the third bar in that line are really the same thing. They're all zeros, all on the same strings. So let's stop right there. So on this next one, it's on the second, third, and second string. Well, second, third, and second fret on the first, second, and third strings, or on the E, B, and G strings. Same strings. We're using the same strings. Okay. So that next one, based on this chart, the way that it looks is like this. Now this is the second bar. Now the whole chord is this, but you're just going to be playing like the top part of it. All right, that top part of it is what you're going to play. There we go. So same strings. And on TikTok, if y'all want to see, it's pretty much these same strings. So all together, it sounds like this. Still try to keep the strings from ringing out. So these are arpeggios. So let's go to the fourth one, because the first and second one is the same. The first bar, I just showed you the second one, and the third one is the same as the first one. The fourth one is a little bit different. It's still playing from that B minor 7th chord, okay? It's still playing from that chord, but it's just a different set of notes, actually. So, let's go here. And I'm actually going to show you how it looks. Because again, we're still playing these chords, okay? You got this and this. Same chords, you're just playing the top part of it. So play it again. And then now you're gonna play. But this and this are coming from the same chord. So but the way that it sounds all together is like this. So the only difference between the second and fourth time is that the second time you're playing the top 3 strings, and then the fourth time you're playing the second, third, and fourth string. It's the only difference, but you're going to fret the same exact notes. So you're doing this the second time, and then this the fourth time. So it's just a great arpeggio exercise, and then you start to get yourself acclimated to not just playing, playing chords like that. And that's fine. You can do that. You can definitely do that. But you're not limited to just only doing chords. You can, So I just figured I'd share that. That's like actually a pretty easy way to implement arpeggios. And feel free to ask questions. I'll definitely stick around for anyone who has questions. If you're curious about anything on this song or not on this song, okay? I just wanted to breeze by that. But those of you who are on YouTube got a chance to see the actual charts. If you haven't seen it up to now, you would have to watch the replay. So what I'll actually talk about now is some different ways. I'll like play the chords in a more standard way, just like in a chordy way. And maybe you can see how in an R&B fashion, you can see how they actually can like be utilized. So all right, so just real briefly, I'm gonna just do the arpeggio one more time, just one final time, and it would sound like this, like the song. So that song could be actually like revamped like a couple of different ways, in addition to the actual standard way of playing it. You don't have to stay in the, you can actually, then chord, like before you reset back to the top. You can use the diminished 7th chord. What's another thing you can use? You can use that. If you just want to add some other chords. We're going to put that with the beat though. Sometimes it sounds better. So arpeggio, just to hear it in context, sounds like this. So that was just some little extra stuff that can spice up the chords of that song as well. So you're not like limited to only doing arpeggios, okay? Just because that's what the song does. Maybe one instrumentalist or one musician can play the arpeggio, and then somebody else can kind of get real soulful on the on the chords. If you ain't got nothing else. All right, family. I will check y'all out later. I appreciate you chiming in. And I think I'm looking at Friday. All right. Appreciate it. Love y'all. Peace.